their defence, although their defence are playing pretty high up here. Mendes, now to Kvaratskhelia. Back to Mendes in that left-back role for PSG. Just switches play to Marquinhos, the skipper. Now to Dembele. Just passes back here, and PSG just happy to have an early feel of the ball here in London. Kvaratskhelia just coming under a little bit of pressure there from Sarr, but does well to keep hold of the ball. And PSG again just happy to play it back to their defence. Chelsea's forward lineup happy to press high up the pitch as well, but PSG look pretty comfortable in the ball right now. Ball has just gone out of play though, and Chelsea head coach Liam Rosenior very quickly gets the ball to the nearest player to him. Obviously doesn't want this game to be affected by any stoppages or anything like that. No time to lose here for the hosts for tonight's game. They've got to somehow find 3 goals here and overturn this 3-goal deficit. Of course, there's no away goals rule anymore in this competition, so if Chelsea win by a 3-goal margin in this second leg by any scoreline, then we would go to extra time, and if needs be, a penalty shootout, but a long way to go yet before that becomes a very real possibility. Just a slight break in play here as we just wait for this throw-in to be taken by Chelsea. Just goes back to their defence, now all the way back to Sanchez in goal. Again, plays the ball long, goes quite direct instead of playing the ball out from the back here. Now the ball sits with PSG's midfield, but the possession will be won back by Caicedo. Now Cucurella. Chelsea just getting into some nice space here, just on the left of centre, 20 yards out. Looking to go for a shot here, but just before they can pull the trigger through João Pedro, PSG's defence are able to intercept the ball here. It's got another stoppage. I'm not quite sure if a free kick is actually being given to the hosts. Let's have another look here. Oh, it's actually a free kick to PSG. Just a late lunge there from Pedro on João Neves. And PSG take the free kick very long here, and Kvaratskhelia looking to get ahead of his man. Kvaratskhelia has given PSG the lead in this second leg, and they now lead by 4 goals on aggregate. It's a nightmare start for the London side. They are now 6-2 down on aggregate. Kavicha Kvaratskhelia has given PSG the lead here, so it's Chelsea 0, PSG 1. A goal after only 6 minutes, and on aggregate, it's now Chelsea 2, Paris Saint-Germain 6. And, well, Chelsea had a mountain to climb heading into the start of this game. Well, this mountain is now the size of Everest if they are going to reach the quarterfinals. Just looking at the first replay on my monitor now, and there's definitely no offside. Kvaratskhelia just gets ahead of his man. It has to be said, it's pretty poor defending really by Sarr. Sarr just allows Kvaratskhelia to get ahead of him, and to be fair, I don't think it's great goalkeeping either from Sanchez, but I would have to say I think Sarr has to take most of the blame there. The ball comes right up to, it was a very long ball up from the goalkeeper Safanov, and Sarr just simply doesn't deal with it. Allows Kvaratskhelia to get ahead of him, and with a player of his quality, you can't really afford to let him have a chance like that, because he will find the back of the net. And so in the second leg then, it's Chelsea 0, PSG 1. As we mentioned before, on aggregate, it's now Chelsea 2, Paris Saint-Germain 6. So Chelsea have now got to somehow find 4 goals here, and that would just to take this game into extra time. So an absolute mountain to climb, and now as the game restarts, we've got a PSG player down on the turf here, just ahead of the edge of his own 18-yard box. So if you have just tuned in, Kvaratskhelia has given PSG a second leg lead, and of course they now lead by 4 goals on aggregate. as we now move into the ninth minute of this game here, and as you can imagine, the atmosphere has somewhat deflated a little bit here at Stamford Bridge. It's a throw in for Chelsea then in an attacking position. Neto back to Sarr, back to Chalobah. Now through Chelsea's central midfielder. They need some magic, really. Can he get something here as they go for a goal there? But in the end, it's from Enzo Fernandez. The ball guided wide of the post. But I think it's actually taken a deflection. Yeah, it just took a little deflection there off, I think, Marquinhos. And the ball curled wide by a couple of yards. So it will be a corner for Chelsea. And it's imperative, if Chelsea are to advance to the next stage, they need a reply very, very quickly here. Bit of pinball here around the box here, and PSG's defence are just able to clear the ball away, but it will be a cross to come in from the right-hand side, and now the goalkeeper's gone down for PSG. We've also got a Chelsea player down, and what is the referee given here? It's going to be a free kick to PSG for, I think, a foul on the goalkeeper, Safanov. A few Chelsea players not happy with that decision. They think it could have gone the other way. And the skipper, Enzo Fernandez, now having a bit of a frank chat here with the referee. Let's just have a look at the replay. Yeah, so the goalkeeper was given a bit of a shove there, and then without realising what he was doing, so he literally had his back towards where everyone else was inside the 6-yard box. Safanov then inadvertently saved the effort that came in with his back. Not that he knew too much about it. And so it's a free kick for PSG. So nightmare start then for Chelsea in this round of 16, second leg in the UEFA Champions League. And if Chelsea are to advance to the quarter-finals, they've got an absolute mountain to climb. And now PSG on the brink here of playing either Galatasaray or Liverpool in the quarter-finals of this year's Champions League competition. Of course, that Galatasaray-Liverpool second leg, one of 4 second leg ties in the Champions League, to take place tomorrow evening. We'll try and give you an update as to what's happening in the Sporting Club de Portugal game against Bodo Glimt. I think there's around 7 minutes left, I believe, there of extra time, and Sporting are still 4-3 up on aggregate. A reminder that they were 3-0 down after the first leg. They've absolutely battered their Norwegian opponents. It was 3-0 after 90 minutes. Now they've grabbed one in extra time, and they currently lead by 1 goal on aggregate there. So Sporting are very close to reaching the quarter-finals. Back here, though, at Stamford Bridge, as Luis Enrique comes towards the edge of his dugout area, dishing out the instructions. It doesn't look happy, doesn't look like the head coach of a team that's currently 4 goals in the lead on aggregate. Defensive throw for Chelsea then. Sarr to take. PSG dispossessed, but then suddenly Chelsea do as well. Looking to counter quickly. Cole Palmer with a nice ball through the middle, but that's well defended by Hakimi. And PSG will keep the ball here. And I think PSG really, quite intense on just looking to just kill this tie off as soon as possible here. And then surely another goal for PSG in this first half. If they were to go 2-0 up in this second leg, I mean, that would surely be game, set and match, really, as a contest. Ball taken out of play, though, and it will be a goal kick for Sanchez to take for Chelsea. So just got just a slight break here as we just await for Chelsea to take this goal kick. Just a quick update that it is goalless in the second legs of both the Arsenal Bayer Leverkusen game and the Man City Real Madrid ties. So currently goalless there in the second legs. Just a throw in now for Chelsea on this left hand side. It's going to be Spanish international Marc Cucurella to take. Looks as if he's going to go long as well. He's trying to get as much distance as he can to get a good run up here to get the throw in. So we're just waiting for the delivery here from the Spanish fullback. Now Cucurella swings the ball in here. Just comes out to the Chelsea 7, Pedro Neto, just on the outskirts of the area. Gets the shot in, takes a deflection. It looks as if it actually takes a deflection off his own player there, Andre Santos. And he inadvertently steers the ball wide of the target, and it will be a goal kick for Matvei Safonov to take here. So just waiting this goal kick to be taken. As we touched on earlier, PSG are currently top of Ligue 1, as you would expect. But it has actually been quite a close title race this time around, though. They are currently only 1 point clear of second place Lens. But PSG do have a game in hand on their title rivals. Chelsea currently in 6th place in the Premier League after what's been a very topsy-turvy season, to say the least. Chelsea just on the attack now, though. Do get the feeling that this might be a case of mission impossible for them. They've got to find 4 goals here with 77 minutes of game time left as PSG go in the counter, and they've scored again here, and it's Chelsea 0, PSG 2 after only 15 minutes played, and it's now 7-2 on aggregate here to the French side. It is a fantastic finish from Bradley Barcola from the edge of the area. Sanchez didn't stand a chance, and that is surely already, after only 15 minutes of this second leg, that is surely game over for Chelsea's hopes and ambitions of winning the UEFA Champions League for a 3rd time, as Liam Rosenior watches on from the dugout, sat down here, wondering how on earth his team are going to come back from this. It's pretty poor defending again from the London side, it has to be said. PSG are allowed to break quickly on the counter. They've got some space on the right flank. Chelsea just look outnumbered here. And that is a wonderful finish there from Bradley Barcola. Zaire Emery starts the move here. Then Hakimi takes the ball up to the edge of the box. Pass across the face of goal. And then Barcola, I think actually just inside the 18-yard box. So the shot from around 16, 17 yards finds the top corner. Luis Enrique looking on there. And you can see his celebration at the time, jumping for joy. He must know his team are already pretty much in the last day. Chelsea have now got to find 5 goals here. And that's just to take the game into extra time. That is the task that now lies ahead here for the 2-time European champions. And it's going to be very strange kind of how this game is going to transpire, because PSG already, just look to maybe will they make quite a few changes early on in the second half, because of course it is, as we mentioned before, quite an interesting title race that they've got going on here. There's certainly not exactly champions-elect of the Ligue 1 campaign this season, but they've got a huge advantage now over Chelsea. And the London side have it all to do. So if you have just tuned in terms of the second leg scoreline, it's already Chelsea 0, PSG 2. That was after just a quarter of an hour played. Kvaratskhelia with the first goal, and then Bradley Barcola with just a quarter of an hour on the clock. So it's now Chelsea 2, PSG 7 on aggregate. And it will be interesting to see what happens here, because is the remainder of this game just going to be a very flat affair, with the contest, surely over as a 2-legged tie? Or can Chelsea pull something completely remarkable here? It would have to be probably the comeback of all comebacks if they are to do it. They have now would a corner, though, just on this right-hand side. It's going to be Pedro Neto to take. Looks as if he's going to swing it into the 18-yard box. But surely, if Chelsea are going to advance to the last day, they've got to get at least a couple of goals to at least make it 2-2 before half-time in this second leg. Corner comes in, headed back out by the PSG defence, right towards where the corner flag is again, in the right corner quadrant. It's going to be another corner here for Chelsea, now on the left-hand side, as they well, they've kind of got to achieve mission impossible here. They've got to find 5 goals with around 72 minutes of game time left. Corner comes in then, aimed at the near post. Ball allowed to bounce here inside the area, not exactly dealt with comfortably by the PSG defence, but their margin in terms of the scoreline is certainly very comfortable at the moment. They hold a 5-goal lead. Chelsea just forced to go back to their defence here, with Sarr just passing back to Sanchez. Now up to the centre of midfield with Caicedo. Now back to Chelsea's defence. Up forward again to Caicedo. I think Chelsea just looked shocked more than anything. They look really, really stunned here. As PSG go in another counter-attack here. Another pass across the face of goal. As Sanchez is able to claim the ball pretty comfortably there. Long ball up top by Sanchez. Chelsea going quite direct from the goalkeeper, not really playing the ball out from the back all that much when it is a goal kick. PSG's defence clear. Ball just finds itself in the path of Sarr. This takes a deflection off Kvaratskhelia, the goal scorer of PSG's first of the night, and PSG's 6th of this cup tie overall. Just got a free kick now for Chelsea for a slight infringement there from, I think it was Kvaratskhelia. Ball's back with Sanchez. Sanchez goes long. Now PSG are able to nick the ball again in the centre of midfield. Now to the left-hand side with Zaire Emery. Now with Neves. Back to Marquinhos. Hakimi. Back to Marquinhos again. PSG beginning to look like, well, certainly in this game anyway, a bit like how they were for the second half of last season, where they were pretty much just invincible. Of course, we all remember just how dominant they were in the final of last season's Champions League. More than deserved winners in the end of the competition. But PSG have quite a few times been not really quite their normal selves. Some fairly insipid performances just by their own standards, domestically and in Europe. But they've certainly been on it tonight, though. And it's going to be a free kick now for PSG. Caicedo just pretty needlessly barging into the back there of Nuno Mendes. Referee had no other option whatsoever but to give the free kick. No yellow card though. In fact, no yellow cards yet in this second leg so far. So just a reminder, if you have tuned in, you're listening to Matthew Rhodes here for Flash Score's live audio commentary service of this UEFA Champions League round of 16 second leg game, where it's currently Chelsea 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2. So on aggregate, it's Chelsea 2, Paris Saint-Germain 7. So it's a 5-goal lead that PSG, the French and European champions, now hold. Just tell you, by the way, that Sporting Lisbon, or, well, Sporting Club de Portugal, as their official name is, are on the very brink now of advancing to the quarterfinals. They're now 5-0 up in the second leg after extra time. They've scored a goal right towards the end of extra time, so they now lead Bodo Glimt 5-3 on aggregate. So Sporting are basically a few seconds away from advancing to the quarterfinals. So very good achievement there for the Portuguese side. Back here at Stamford Bridge, Safanov, PSG goalkeeper, again going quite direct, playing the ball out, attempting to move possession to PSG's left-hand side of midfield, but Chelsea win the ball back. Santos just plays the ball over the halfway line, looking to play in Neto. Enzo Fernandez, good ball out to the left-hand side, finds Cucurella, just midway through the first half now. Chelsea just trying to find some momentum here from somewhere. This is good movement though. Palmer on this right flank now with his left foot, plays the ball into the area. It's a good move here and it's steered wide. That was a good opportunity there. I think João Pedro got the final touch with his head. And that was probably Chelsea's best move of this second leg so far. Palmer just moving the ball to his left foot from the right flank. There's a good cross in. And yeah, it just glanced off the head there of João Pedro. And the ball was steered wide with the goalkeeper Safanov fully committed as well. Almost got caught there in no man's land, but that's at least a little bit more encouraging for Chelsea. But of course, they've got a lot to do, and that's an understatement if they're going to force this game into extra time. The hosts now just playing the ball up to the centre of midfield, right into the centre circle with Palmer. Sarr, now with Neto. Palmer again, his first attempt at a pass forward ricochets off a PSG player. Second bite to the cherry. Now Palmer can get the through ball that he wants. Then João Pedro goes for goal from just over 20 yards out, but it's blocked immediately by the PSG back line. Chelsea can go again though. Cucurella has managed to win his side a corner from the left-hand side. So 25 minutes gone. The support is still pretty good at Stamford Bridge, considering the circumstances here, because, of course, Chelsea on aggregate are being absolutely hammered here, but the atmosphere is still pretty good considering, and Chelsea have just won another corner. Vitinha with the last touch. So it's going to be another corner from the left wing for the hosts. Just a bit of a delay, so a second footballer inadvertently runs onto the pitch. So it's going to be a corner from the left-hand side here. Still await the delivery. It's going to be Enzo Fernandez to take. Takes it at the near post. Hakimi clears the ball away. We'll just go out to Chelsea's back line. Cucurella collects the ball inside the centre circle. Passes back to Sanchez, who's already had to pick the ball out of the net twice already. That was inside the opening quarter of an hour of this second leg, but Chelsea coming back again on the attack here. I think PSG just quite happy to allow Chelsea to have a bit more of the ball. So obviously Chelsea, I mean, have got to go for it. They've got to commit to players forward. And PSG just happy to hit Chelsea on the counter. And PSG now with possession, just bringing the ball over the halfway line onto their right-hand side. Player goes down. In fact, we've got a Chelsea player and a PSG player down here. Both back up now. It's a throw-in, not too sure who to though. I think it is to Chelsea. Yes, it's a Chelsea throw, taken short. Ball comes out to Sarr in that right back role for Chelsea. Didn't exactly cover himself in glory with the first goal that Chelsea conceded tonight, where Kvaratskhelia said thank you very much after Sarr failed to clear his lines. Ball comes back to Safanov. Passes out short to Hakimi, the Moroccan international. Not the best of back passes, back to Robert Sanchez. Sanchez just forced to head the ball out for a throw-in. And I think just what Chelsea fans just want here is just at least to make this second leg competitive. Because of course, if Chelsea were to lose this second leg as well, that would be 3 competitive defeats in a row in all competitions. And I think the jury is still very much out on Liam Rosenior, has his supporters, but already very much has his critics. That's a little bit harsh considering he's still not been at Chelsea all that long at all. Of course, came over from Ligue 1 side Strasbourg. PSG's defence now in possession here to Kvaratskhelia. And moves the ball into the centre of midfield with Zaire Emery. Good run here. Now plays the ball into Mendes. Vitinha in the centre of midfield. Neves finds Dembele, who's been pretty quiet actually so far. Dembele, not seen too much of the ball. coming up towards the 29th minute here. And to the left-hand side, about 15 yards over the halfway line. Back to PSG's defence, and had ample amount of possession here just within the last couple of minutes. Now up to the halfway line again with Kvaratskhelia. Dembele is sitting in very deep there, inside his own half. This is about 30 passes in a row here from PSG. Game of chase at the moment, in more ways than one for the boys in blue for Chelsea. PSG, it's almost like a training match at the moment. They've just passed the ball around to each other for almost 3 minutes flat. Now they're surging a bit further forward. They're now midway down Chelsea's own half on PSG's right-hand side. We're talking about 30 to 40 passes in a row here. Chelsea just cannot get the ball to Kvaratskhelia. Now with Mendes to Pacho. Marquinhos. Hakimi. Just getting some support there from Vitinha. Now to Safanov. And goes for a long kick here. And, well, Chelsea managed one touch of the ball before PSG grab possession back here. Now it's to the left wing. Kvaratskhelia is able to have a run at Sarr. Cuts onto his right foot. Might even think about going for goal here from 25 yards. Decides against it. That's a good run there from the Georgian international. Again, Chelsea just finding it so difficult at the moment here. They can't get the ball at the moment. It's at their own ground here. PSG now just dominating possession. Again, almost like a training game at the moment. So the visitors now just knock the ball back to their defence here. Just a reminder, Kvaratskhelia and Barcola have given PSG a 2-0 lead in this second leg. PSG now leads 7-2 on aggregate. Half an hour gone in this second leg. PSG, again, just very happy to keep the ball. Just pass and move at the moment. Now a long ball pitched in. Surely that's an offside for PSG there. Nothing given. And now Chelsea finally have some sustained possession of the ball here into the centre of midfield where João Pedro is. And to Enzo Fernandez. Back to Chelsea's defence. Just behind the halfway line. To Pedro again. Now with Hato. Santos. Chalobah. Sarr. Back to Chalobah again. Up to the centre of midfield where Pedro is once more. Now to Sarr in that right back role. Neto just over the halfway line. Loose ball. Chelsea pick up possession again. Pedro looking to play in a long ball here, just inside D. PSG are able to win possession back. It's a bit of a loose ball, but fortuitously PSG are able to keep possession, and that's a very good through ball here. That will find Bradley Barcola. Plays the ball into Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia will go for goal and he's found the goal. And it's 3-0 Paris Saint-Germain. Oh, and the referee's, the assistant referee's flag is up. Beg your pardon. He was celebrating for a couple of seconds there. In fact, maybe a little longer than that before the PSG players realised that the offside flag was up. So Kvaratskhelia did have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside by the assistant referee. And yeah, he's actually comfortably offside there. And yeah, definitely the right decision. But now PSG are on the attack once more. Here is Bradley Barcola, will go for goal, but he drifts the ball wide there. That was a big chance for Bradley Barcola to get his second of the evening. That was a real opportunity. Again, Chelsea just, their defending has been really static at times. And Barcola, it was just a poor touch as he just entered the 18-yard box. He drifted over to the left-hand side, still went for goal, but he was off balance from a bit of an acute angle and ended up sending his shot wide. But that was a real danger there of Chelsea going 3-0 down on the night and potentially 8-2 down on aggregate. And this could be a really humbling night for Liam Resenya's side here. Just waiting a throw-in to come in for PSG inside their own half. 34 minutes now played here. It's a bit of a break in play. Not too sure what that's for. Doesn't appear to be any injuries. Now the throw-in comes back in. Possession taken by Chelsea, and they'll play the ball back to Sanchez. Sarr just moves the ball up to Palmer. It's an infringement there from Neves. This will be a free kick for Chelsea. Just inside their own half here. Just an update on how everything else is going in the UEFA Champions League ties. So we can confirm that Sporting Lisbon, Sporting Club de Portugal, are through to the quarter-finals. A remarkable turnaround as they've beaten Bodo Glimt on aggregate 5-3 after extra time. So the Portuguese side are into the last 8. It's still goalless between Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen, so that's still 1-1 on aggregate. And as well as Chelsea with a mountain to climb, Manchester City also have their own Everest. They're now 1-0 down at the Etihad, and they're now 4-0 down on aggregate against Spanish giants Real Madrid. So it's looking increasingly likely that Premier League sides Chelsea and Manchester City are going to head out at the round of 16 here. And of course, there's still a possibility that Arsenal could get knocked out by Bayer Leverkusen, but that aggregate is level as opposed to the other ties here. Back here at Stamford Bridge, PSG just on the break here, moving the ball up to Neves. Could have gone for goal there from 30 yards out. You could tell he was thinking about it. He'll go for goal here, though, from 12 yards out, but it's a tame shot. And Sanchez is able to collect the ball comfortably. And it's a long kick by the goalkeeper again here. And Chelsea just trying to get ahead of their man. And it's João Pedro manages to get ahead of his man. Goes for goal with a bit of a wild effort. I think it actually did come off Safanov before it went out. So it's going to be a goal kick here for, corner kick for Chelsea on this left-hand side. So we're just waiting for the corner to come in. And it's aimed in at the near post. Keeper makes a bit of a meal out of it. I think he might have actually won a free kick here. So I think there was another shove from a Chelsea player. Let's just have another look here. Yeah, Safanov attempted to punch the ball away. Did get a little bit of a shove, and I think the referee has given a free kick to PSG inside their own 18-yard area. Just in terms of match stats for this second leg, Chelsea with 7 shots overall, but just the 1 on target. PSG with 4 shots and 3 on target. Of course, 2 of those finding the back of the net. So Chelsea just having to play the ball further down, just down inside their own half here, almost towards their own byline, but now playing the ball out from danger. Pedro to Palmer. Palmer with a long chip delivery here. Looking to find Pedro Neto on that right-hand side. It's going to be a throw-in to Chelsea in the 38th minute. I can tell you there has been another goal scored elsewhere, and it's a huge goal for Arsenal. Eze with the goal there. So Arsenal lead the second leg 1-0. Now lead that tie on aggregate 2-1. So big goal there for Mikel Arteta's side. Of course, we'll keep giving you any latest updates that we have there in the other games. of a throw-in for Chelsea. Neto to take. He's made up about 10 yards of ground here, 10 yards of territory. So they've got to throw about 10 yards away from the corner flag on this right-hand side. Throw into Sarr. Now Chalobah. Now Caicedo. Good run there. Neto linking up nicely with Palmer. Palmer has the ball on the right wing with his left foot. Gets the cross in. Good clearance from PSG's back line. And Chelsea are pressing heavily and pressing quickly, but just can't make the breakthrough here in this second leg. And at the moment they will have it all to do in the second half, because as it stands they're going to need 5 goals in this second half just to take the tie into extra time. So I think just what Chelsea fans are looking for is just to at least make it competitive in terms of the second leg scoreline. PSG now playing the ball out from the defence here up to the central midfield. Now with Vitinha making up nicely with Zaire Emery. Just plays it back to Nuno Mendes. Long ball from Mendes. Just falls to Chelsea's midfield. Caicedo. Chalobah. Now with Santos. About 20 yards over the halfway line. Pass to his left-hand side. Finds Cucurella. Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez. Sarr. Fernandez again. Linking up nicely there with Neto. Palmer. It's good possession here from Chelsea. In one of their better moments of this first half, of this second leg. Just being forced to go back inside their own half though. Now Sanchez. Just on the edge of his own 18-yard area. Plays the ball long. Glancing header there from João Pedro. And that should be dealt with by Safanov. He's going about 25 yards off his goal line, and it is. Ball falls to Palmer inside the centre circle. Chalobah just receives the ball from Hato. Now to Sarr. Sanchez. I think Sanchez's distribution has just left a bit to be desired here. PSG back in possession with their midfield. Now to Hakimi, just over the halfway line on that right flank. PSG happy to keep the ball on this right-hand side. Now to Vitinha. Just hanging back in a defensive role. Pacho. Safanov. That'll be cleared away by the skipper, Marquinhos. So 4 minutes to go then before we find out how much stoppage time there will be in this game. Cole Palmer just arrives inside the edge of the penalty area and will go for goal here with his left foot, but it's tipped around the post there by Safanov. Big save there from the goalkeeper. There was a really good chance there. Cole Palmer tried to go for accuracy rather than power and almost got his reward, and that's easily been Chelsea's best opportunity of this second leg so far. Palmer with the effort, with his left foot. Really good outstretched save there from Safanov. And Chelsea could not get a rebound in. Back on the attack once more though. Palmer, 25 yards out on the left of centre. Passes to Enzo Fernandez. Now Neto, back to Palmer on this left flank, just around the outskirts of the penalty area. Tries to get a delivery in, takes a deflection, and it will be a corner to the hosts on this left-hand side. Palmer just getting the ball into the quadrant, and Enzo Fernandez will take short to Palmer. Now to Cucurella, completely on his own, 25 yards out on this left-hand side. Cucurella back inside the 18-yard box, floats in a delivery. Now a header across the face of goal here, and it's another save there from Safanov, so it's going to be another corner now for Chelsea on this left-hand side. It's a pretty open game here. That was a good save as well there. I think he would have come back off the post. Cucurella back to Chelsea's left flank. Now Vitinha will start a counter here for PSG. And they could even add a third here before the interval. PSG into the opponent's box here. It's a good save there from Sanchez to deny Barcola. Barcola must have ran about 50 yards there. That was a good block from Robert Sanchez. And it spares Chelsea's blushes. And that's just what's undone Chelsea in this second leg. It's just PSG have been so good on the counter. Chelsea can't really live with it. And it's a good save from Sanchez, but I think Barcola will be a little bit disappointed that he couldn't find the back of the net after having so long to think about what he could do there. As Luis Enrique, the head coach, just sits on the advertising board, and then a long-range shot comes in from Vitinha and sails about 2 or 3 yards over the bar. So still Chelsea 0, PSG 2, with about 90 seconds to go before we find out how much stoppage time there will be in this first half of this second leg. PSG lead 7-2 on aggregate, and did have the ball in the net a third time in this second leg from Kvaratskhelia, but that was correctly ruled out straight away for offside. Now a Chelsea player goes down, and what has the referee given here? Don't think he's given anything. It was João Pedro who went down there for Chelsea. And the referee not interested. Let's have a look again. Of course, VAR is present at this game. Bit of a shoulder barge there from Pacho. I think I've seen him given before. But referee not interested. To be fair, not too many Chelsea players actually appealed. João Pedro certainly was, but nothing given from the ref, and I don't think that's going to be checked in detail by VAR. So the game continues. Just heading towards the 45th minute now. We'll see how much stoppage time we have here, but PSG very much on the brink here of advancing to the last 8 of the Champions League. Of course, defending champions after winning the final 5-0 last season. And just playing the ball back. Sorry, Chelsea playing the ball back to their own defence. Now to Sanchez. Again, not the best of distributions from the keeper. His long ball just goes straight out of play. Almost hits Luis Enrique on the head. So it'll be a throw to PSG. And we're going to have just the 1 minute of added on time here. We're already 30 seconds of the way through that. So now to Pacho. Now to Marquinhos, and Marquinhos slowing the game down drastically here. I think PSG will literally just keep the ball until they hear the half-time whistle go. Referee, by the way, for tonight's game, Slavko Vincic. Just a few seconds to go then before we reach half-time. Long ball from Safonov. Infringement there from Enzo Fernandez, and well, it would have been a free kick to PSG, but the referee has just decided to blow the whistle. So half time here then in the second leg, and we're 3/4 of the way through this 2-legged tie, and PSG in complete control then. So in the second leg they took the lead after only 6 minutes through Kvaratskhelia, and then after 15 minutes Barcola added a second to make it 7-2 on aggregate to PSG. So thank you for listening to our first half coverage. And, well, in terms of the second half, it's either going to be arguably the greatest comeback in the history of the Champions League, or we're going to be commentating on PSG heading comfortably towards the quarter-finals of the Champions League. So we'll be back in around 10 to 12 minutes for our second